This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Everywhere you turn, it's the same old sports talk, the same headlines, the same news, and the same boring information. This podcast is here to change all of that. We bring you hot sports takes, winning sports betting strategy and picks, reliable gaming industry news, and breaking interviews with some of the biggest names in sports business. My name is Ryan Newpel, and welcome to the Noop Sports Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Noop Sports College Previews. We're going to do the conference previews today, and we're looking at the Big Ten. I'm Tom with Noop Sports. That's knupsports.com. Check us out on the web. We're also on Twitter. We're going to help you make money on sports betting. If you have a question, look us up on the web, send it to us, and we'll help you out. Today is the Big Ten. You know, that conference has been misaligned a little bit after the SEC. But we're going to start with the Big Ten East, and of course the top team is the Ohio Buckeyes. J.T. Barrett possesses one of the best offensive lines in the country, and they have a new coordinator in Kevin Wilson. They're strong on defense, and the schedule is on their side with 3 of its 4 toughest games being at home. There's not a lot of pressure on the Buckeyes. They are going to be the team that everyone needs to beat. They have players that are going to be going to the NFL draft. They've had to replace 3 other top receivers. Last year they were 11-2, 6-7 straight up. They're going to win probably 11 games again this year. Moving on to the Nittany Lions of Penn State, 11-3 last year. People were pretty excited. 10-3 won against the spreads. Motivation is there. It should be a team. Last year they defeated Ohio State during the regular season. They also beat Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship. Probably not enough talent this year to win the Big Ten East. Of course, they have to face and go through Ohio State. But their offense is one of the best in the country. They're going to have to play catch-up on several occasions because they just don't have the team speed. They don't have the defense quite in place. They've had to replace several key rushers. They probably are going to fall down to 9 wins this year. Michigan Wolverines, a lot of motivation there for them. They had an overtime loss to Ohio State last year, a 1-point loss to Florida State in the Orange Bowl. They've recruited well. They have a lot of talent coming in. They have a quarterback who's probably going to be an NFL talent in Wilton Spate. They finished 3rd under Jim Harbaugh in 2 seasons. And now he's got his own recruits. Could be time for Michigan to take that next step up. I look for them to also go 10-3. Michigan State Spartans, 3-9, 4-8 against the spread. It's coming off its worst season from Mark D'Antonio in his first losing season since 2009. Both the offense and defense were dreadful. They only returned 9 starters from the offense. They've been dominated by Ohio State and Michigan in the recruiting wars. Turnovers were bad for them. They also, defense allowed 27 sacks. They had the toughest schedule in the Big Ten. They are at Ohio State, at Michigan, and host Penn State and Iowa and other bowl teams. It's not looking good for them. I think they may go up to 4 wins. The Hoosiers of Indiana. The Hoosiers were 6-7 straight up. They were 6-7 against the spread. Kevin Wilson left to become the defensive coordinator at Ohio State. He didn't leave the cupboard bare. Richard Legault threw for 3,362 yards, 19 touchdowns. Got a great receiving core. They have 9 back from the defense. They finished 45th last year in defense, allowing 380 yards per game. It's the fewest since 2001. Schedule's set up for them to make probably to the bowl. The coaching switch is probably going to be seamless. However, they need to strengthen up on the defense. The Go last year threw for 17 picks. He's going to have to do better than that. They open against Ohio State, which seems like going to be a bad start for them. They were 6-7 last year, and I'm going to move them to 7-6 this year. The Maryland Terrapins, 6-7, 4-9 against the spread. They are in a rebuilding process. They got DJ Durkin, and and he got them back into a bowl game in his first year. Offense has some solid playmakers. They have quarterback Kasim Hill. He has some experience, but they just don't have the defense again. They allowed 25 sacks. The offensive line gave up nearly 49 sacks last season. Schedule's brutal. I'm going to give them 4 wins.
Hey everybody, it's Ryan with Noob Sports. Hey, quick break in the action here. I wanted to tell you about a sweet promotion going on this football season at Bovada, one of the best places to bet on football. They got a 50% bonus all the way up to $250. All you got to do is head out to Noob Sports. That's knupsports.com/bet.
Rutgers, the Scarlet Knights, 2-10, 4-8 against the spread. It's worst season since 2002, which, now they're in the Big Ten. So offense was bad. The defense wasn't real good. They do have Jonathan Lewis, who is a good recruit at quarterback. 10 of the 13 tacklers are back. They have to turn around this offense and get them to score more points. They were outscored by 127 points in the first quarter alone. They're not able to compete with the big boys, the Michigan State, Penn State, Ohio States, and they're on the schedule. 2-10 last year. They move up a little bit. They're 3 wins. The Big Ten West, Wisconsin Badgers, 11-3, pretty good themselves, 9-4-1. They have probably their best unit in their history. They did lose 4 starters on defense. It needs to reload. Quarterback Alex Hornibrook will be better this year as a sophomore. They do not face Ohio State and Penn State. They get Michigan and Iowa at home. The offense did return a lot, but they were 89th in total offense and 67th in scoring. They need to do better than that. They were 11-3 last year. Move them down just a little bit to 10-4. Northwestern Wildcats, 7-6, 8-5 against the spread. They did not give up more than 29 points in any game, which was a good thing for them. Secondary, though, has been hurt with injuries. They bring back 8 starters. They result 8 players return on the ball side, including their star running back, Justin Jackson, who had 1,500 yards rushing, and quarterback Clayton Thorson. They just don't have the defense, as most teams seem that seemed to be the thing. They lost to Western Michigan and Illinois State. They face Nevada, Duke, Bowling Green this year. 9 wins for them. Nebraska Cornhuskers 9-4, 6-5-2 against the spread. They won 9 games in 8 of their last 9 seasons, but neither of them are good enough, the offense or defense, to carry this team. They lost their quarterback. They now have transferred Tanner Lee, who is their quarterback. Defense should be a little bit more stronger with the hiring of head coach Bob Diaco as a defensive coordinator. They have the fewest starters returning in the Big Ten of any team. A road game at Oregon in week 2 could set the tone for this season. There are only 5 games on the schedule that can be counted as sure wins. I got them at 8 wins. Iowa, the Hawkeyes, 8-5, 6-7 against the spread. Nothing really strong about them. They're in the middle of the pack. The defense returns 8 starters that were number 23 overall. The schedule is not easy as they play games against Ohio State, Penn State. They have maybe the toughest schedule in the West Division. Mississippi, Minnesota Golden Gophers, 9-4, 5-5-3 against the spread. They have 5 straight bowl appearances and have PJ Fleck as prospecting coach. All-17 line is pretty decent. They have won 8 or more games. The tough schedule at the end of the season with 5 games against teams that went to the bowl last year. I think they take a little dive and go to 7 wins. Illinois Fighting Illini, Lovie Smith did not get things to go as planned. They finished 123rd in total offense. They have nowhere to go but up. Their defense can go nowhere but up. Things don't show very well. Non-conference schedule is not bad. There are some winnable games. Dwayne Lawson was a JUCO signing, but then he had academic issues, and now they're looking for a quarterback. They will have trouble surpassing their total wins. I have them winning 3 games. Purdue, 3-9, 5-7 against the spread. They've been relevant for a long time. Quarterback David Bluff will do well in this system, though. They're bad defense. They're awful at stopping the run. It's one of the worst teams in the country in third down defense. I have them at 2 wins. That's your Big Ten Conference preview, and I'm Tom with Noob Sports. Please check us out, knupsports.com, and thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Noob Sports Show. If you enjoyed this podcast, please consider subscribing to our iTunes channel today. Plus, visit us at noobsports.com for more picks, previews, strategy, and news. That's knupsports.com.